Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about the League One team, Crewe Alexandra, and talking about why a youth academy only save with them is both fun and can also be semi-realistic. So Crewe of course have a strong reputation for its youth policy. In the late 1990s, they were one of only 20 teams in the whole of England that had official status as an FA youth academy. By concentrating on developing their own players, the club managed to remain profitable, which of course is a rare thing in lower division football, especially when you have such a small stadium. The general policy was play a season or two with Crewe and then you were allowed to go wherever you wanted. The academy is known to stress technical excellence, which also has the aim of making the first team play attractive passing football. Most of the club's academy achievements have come from former manager Dario Gradi, who served as both manager for almost 30 years, followed by 5 or so seasons as head of youth development before retiring in 2017. Some of the players that Crewe managed to develop include ex-England international Jeff Thomas, England captain David Platt, Welshman Robbie Savage, Northern Ireland internationals Neil Lennon and Steve Jones, as well as the less notable Rob Jones, Danny Murphy, Seth Johnson, Dean Ashton and David Vaughan. More than 80 former academy players have made it into the first team at Crewe, which is by far the highest in the English Football League. In April 2013 and May 2018, Crewe managed to field teams of 11 players who were all Crewe Academy graduates, even though a couple had left and rejoined. So you can see why they would be both a relevant choice for a FIFA youth only save and also quite a fun choice because you're quite low down the English pyramid with the goal of eventually getting to the Premier League with just academy players. Of course, this can also be kept fairly realistic while achieving this goal. Crewe have made it up to the Championship a couple of times while following this game plan, so going one step further in a FIFA academy save is fairly easy to do. By keeping a couple of one-star scouts scouting around the British Isles, you'll have a good selection of players coming in each month to try and bolster your first 11. The starting squad might not be ready to challenge for the title, but they're definitely not going to get relegated with a lot worse teams in the league such as Swindon, Rochdale and Northampton. However, Crewe's budget is fairly small. It's smaller than some League 2 teams such as Salford and Bolton, so the chances are most of your first season transfer budget will be used buying scouts and sending them to Scotland, Ireland and England. Don't be afraid to sell players as you go because this is something that Crewe like to do too. They know exactly when to sell a player for the right amount, especially when they might not have the talent to step up to the next level. You can see this with Max Clayton, who was one of the highest rated players in English football at the time. He appeared for England at under 16, 17, 18 and 19 levels. Despite this, they sold him for just $300,000 to Bolton, but since he left Crewe, he's only played 30 matches and only scored 2 goals despite being a striker with that high of a reputation when they had him. If you want to make this save a little bit easier, you could also include players that used to play for Crewe but might not have come through their youth academy, such as Liverpool's Harry Wilson, West Bromwich Albion's Semi Ajayi, and Birmingham City goalkeeper Neil Etheridge. These were all players who went on loan to Crewe specifically to try and increase their youth development because of course Crewe do have the reputation of doing so. If you want to try and sign some ex-players who are still good on the game who came through the academy, you have the likes of Ashley Westwood and Nick Powell, who would form probably one of the best centre midfield partnerships in the Championship if you do get promoted pretty fast. Having someone like Jake Livermore behind them who also used to play for Crewe, and instantly you have a Championship winning midfield, and especially if you could get someone like Harry Wilson on loan, you'll probably manage to be in the playoffs at a minimum. So combining all of this, you can see why Crewe are actually a really good choice to be a youth academy only save. Of course, there are other academies around Europe that you can do this challenge with too, but I'll go into some more of them in different videos. Hopefully you can recreate Dario Gradi's success and get them to the Championship at a minimum, but with Premiership football the goal, that's where you really need to be aiming. Crewe definitely have the tradition and some of the players ready to get there. It'll only take you to manage them and push them across the final step and get them back to the Premier League promised land. So that's all for today's video. Hopefully you found it interesting learning a little bit about Crewe. If you liked the video, then feel free to press the like button, and if you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe for more. But for today's video, that's all, and I'll see you in the next video, which I believe will be a Scotland Football League guide. So look out for that coming soon. Alright, see ya and goodbye.